What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I hope you like this video. This is the Real Housewives of Dubai, Season 1, Episode 4. So, we open this episode up. Caroline S. is on the construction site of her new home. It is in one of the most elite neighborhoods in Dubai, and she's building it. And, you know, we see her with her architect and all that good stuff. And her and Sergio there. Now, Sergio, I like that Louis Vuitton sweatshirt you had on. That was real cute. It was real cute. White hoodie with the logo. It was cute. I liked it. Anyway, he want a baby. And Caroline is trying to dissuade him about, you know, it's not the right time. She wants to wait. Is he sure? Listen, at the end of the day, here's the thing about when you date a younger man or a younger woman, right? Funky Dineva always says you're going to pay on the front end or pay on the back. Listen, you done married this young man or you going to marry this young man. He want kids. That's a conversation. That's a decision. And it sounds like that you agreed to have some babies. That's what it sounds like. And he's telling you, you agreed to do this and I want my babies and I want them now. That's what it sounds like. And so she's talking about, you know, I think she said she already froze her eggs. So it's just a matter of, I guess, go ahead and making it happen. And he didn't understand what surrogacy was. Now listen, he didn't understand that surrogacy, it would be her egg and his sperm carrying their baby just in another woman's body. He didn't want that. He said, no, he wants his own kids. And she was trying to explain to him, but they are ours. There will be ours. I just won't be carrying them. And I don't think he quite got it or understood it. And she was trying to say, oh my gosh, that's what happens when you marry a younger man. That ain't young. That's dumb. That's I didn't pay attention in biology class. No ma'am. No ma'am. Moving on. So then we see Nina. Nina is with her husband. She goes to visit him on his job. And we find out that her best friend is having... well, his business partner is having this elaborate birthday party. They say his name is Bajan, that his parties are always elaborate. Like, he always spends in the, you know, 7-figure category, 6-7-figure category when he has his party. So this is his birthday party, and he is doing it up. And, of course, she's inviting all the ladies, you know. So then her husband says, well, what you going to do about this car? So he bought her a brand new... or he's going to buy her a Rolls Royce. She just got to go pick out which one she wants, pick out the color. He said, I mean, what you want? You want the Phantom? You want the Ghost? Like, what you doing? What color you want? And so she was like, I mean, because she already has they said that she already has a Maybach. So he's upgrading her to the Rolls. So then they start talking about the license plate. Child, over in Dubai to get that personalized number tag, baby, people pay. She says one person paid in the upwards of $33 million for a freaking tag. Because, of course, there's prestige connected to it. We have the same thing over here. I know in DC, people who work for the government or family members work for the government, they get those DC tags that have like a 3-digit number on it. People are like, that's a big thing here to get one of those tags. But, again, ain't nobody paying $33 million. And like Nina said, she said, listen, I would never spend that kind of money on a tag. But who am I to tell somebody what to do with their money, okay? Who am I to tell you what to do with your money, okay? Hey, I get it. So, then we see Lisa. Lisa, she's at her business. She's at her company. She said that she created this playroom space so that her children could spend time with her because, you know, she felt bad about being at work all the time. Her and her husband always working and the kids with the nanny or whatever. So she created this playroom space. She said, but it basically is just chaos. And that's exactly what it was. Them kids was all over her damn office. They on the swing. They making noise. And she trying to get some work done. So her husband comes through and, you know, she said the fact that he's the CEO, I kind of have to go through him with everything, but he doesn't give me the same attention because I'm his wife. We don't sit down and have like formal meetings where we go over things and we discuss what's going on with the company, and I feel like I'm always an afterthought, and it's very frustrating. Even though my company is very successful and we turn a really huge profit. She called her accountant while she was being interviewed and come to find out that their company made a 7-figure profit last year. And so she said, you know, I just feel like we don't get the same respect. And you saw him even when he was talking to her, he was taking phone calls, he was reading his phone, and she was like, listen, I need your attention. And he was like, yeah, but I'm running, 3 or 4 other companies while I'm doing this. But again, she just wants you to give her the same amount of respect that if you were sitting in anybody else's office at that moment. So, but they do end up having a conversation, and he tells her that he's proud of her, that the fashion show was really successful, that, she wants to expand. They got a lot of online orders. They got a lot of people ordering these items, and that basically she needs him to sign off on the production to amp up production. And at first it sounded like he wasn't really all that gung-ho about it, but then eventually he was like, okay, I'm gonna do it. Like, I it's justified. We're gonna make it happen. So they end up expanding, the business, for the non-maternity clothes. And it was cool. It was cool, but it was very frustrating for her. And I understood where she was coming from. So then we have Miss Chanel and her husband, and they're out on a date. They're on date night. They're going to get some ice cream and stuff. And while they're walking, we get more information about their situation. So when she met her husband, she was actually promised she already was in an arranged marriage with her cousin. And like a week before the wedding was supposed to take place, she ran away with her now husband. And he actually ended up having to pay her dowry, which I think she said was like $1,000. And she said that because she met him and she fell in love, she said, my cousin was cool, and we would have had a nice life together. Like, I wasn't mad about the arranged marriage part of it, but I just fell in love with him. Like, it was something about him that made me want to be with him, and I ran away with him. And she said, her family was really angry with her for a long time because they were very embarrassed. Like, it was embarrassing. She said, but fast forward, her cousin to marry somebody, he happy, he good. She happy, she good, and it's all good in the neighborhood. But it was cool to get more information about Miss Chanel and her situation. It was cool. Of course, she talked about. So while they were there, they got an invitation to Bajan's birthday party, Nina's friend, and I thought it was really cute because the invitation used the very verbiage that Caroline B had used to say, oh, well, this is an exclusive event. Only the elite are being included and being invited. So I thought that was cool that they kind of brought that whole moment full circle with Chanel. And so, of course, she was so happy she got invited, she was excited about that. So then we have we have an interesting scene with Caroline B and her son. And again, I feel like that was just to let us get to know a little bit more. She was talking about her son had been bullied on the bus, and she was talking about how she sends her son to public school, but of course public school in Dubai is the equivalent of private school here. It's still very elite. It's still very on the high end. But she said, we can afford to have a driver and afford to send him to private school, but I choose to send him to public school, and I choose to put him on the bus because I want him to get those experiences. I don't want him to be, he's the only child, and I don't want him to be so isolated that he doesn't get these regular experiences, but I don't want him to be mistreated either, and I don't want him to be bullied. And so she talked about how she had to call the school and, get some things taken care of so that her son would feel safe, We also see her looking for her spa space. She went to 2 or 3 locations. The second location that we saw was the location she's going to choose. And she brought up a good point. She said, Dubai has a lot of spas, but Dubai doesn't have a spa that specializes in that's inclusive. She used the language inclusive. And she said there are spas that don't have the services for women of color that can attend to their hair properly, their skin care properly. She said they're nice spas, but they're just not inclusive of what the needs of women who have different melanin in their body and different hair texture would need when it comes to services. So I think that's going to be a niche thing. If she can get it off the ground and get it, get it out there, I think that'll be very, especially since they said that they're more Western people. They're moving to Dubai, because they talked about that in the next scene with Caroline S. and Sarah. They talked about how they're changing the rules. Like, once upon a time you couldn't live with somebody before y'all got married, and once upon a time you couldn't marry people who were, of different faiths, but they're changing a lot of those laws in Dubai now to be more inclusive. So I think that's a great thing. I think that's a great thing. So we see Caroline and Sarah having lunch, child. And Sarah asked her why she ain't come to the fashion show. And she was like, listen, she tried to give some more him and her excuse. But ultimately, she was like, listen, I need to protect my space, okay? Like, I just didn't want I didn't have the energy to be around. Basically, I didn't want to be around Chanel. Like, I didn't want that energy. I didn't want to be in that space. And rather than put myself in that situation, I just excused myself from it. So rather than put myself in that space that I didn't want to be in, I just excused myself from it altogether. Now, what I thought was a little shady was Sarah went back and told Lisa that. So, of course, Lisa used it later on. We'll get to that, child. And, of course, she talks about the wedding and, you know, everything that she has going on. You know, that the wedding is, you know, so stressful and all that good stuff. I like that Louis bag that Sarah was carrying. It was real cute. Sarah, if you don't want it, my P.O. box is in my description. You can send it to me. I'll take it. I'm just saying. So then we get to Bijan's party. And of course, Nina gets there early, child. Nina's Sage in the play. Matter of fact, it wasn't even Sage. It was something more powerful than Sage. Because she said what they not going to do is mess up this party. This party is too expensive. And it was really nice, child. They had a floating piano. They had Cirque du Soleil going on. They flew in artists from America. They didn't say who it was. So I'm feeling like it's not a top 20 person. It's probably somebody that, you know, was available. Because I feel like if it was like J-Lo or something, they'd have been like, J-Lo was performing. But they didn't say that. They just said some people from the States. But it don't matter. You could definitely tell that there was money involved. Okay, there was definitely money. The place looked nice. The event looked beautiful. It was great. So, you know, ladies show up and they all get introduced to Bijan and all that good stuff. So then they sit down and they're talking. You know, they're chit-chatting. You know, no big deal. And they get to talking about Caroline S. child. Because Lisa is upset that Caroline didn't come to her runway show, her fashion show. And so Lisa kind of confronts Caroline S. about why she didn't come to her fashion show, even though she already got the answer, because Sarah done already told her what the girl said and said that, you know, she just didn't want to go. She needed to protect her space. But of course, when she was talking to Lisa, she was like, oh, well, you know, I just had, you know, wedding stuff. I had a lot of stuff going on for the wedding. She was like, you're not stressed out tonight? Like, you found time to come to this party. You're not worried about the wedding tonight? You're not stressed out about the wedding tonight? And she was like, no, like, I mean, no. And so she was like, but I think that was just really messed up. You as my friend, and you didn't come and support me. Now, while she's having this conversation with Caroline S., Chanel is talking to Giorgio and saying, listen, I really like you. You're cool. You're real cool, but your wife is a bitch. And I really was trying to be cool with her, but she ain't going to let me be cool with her. She not letting this be a thing. And it's really irritating me because she's a bitch. And I was trying to be cool. So Caroline S. is kind of listening and ear hustling over there while she's talking to Lisa, and Lisa is giving her the business. And so it's one of those messy situations going on, baby. And Caroline S. she done got upset. She said, well, is she gonna, she said to Sergio, she was like, so you over there, you talking, oh, you've become one of them now, or you're one of them now. And she was like, so is she gonna suck your dick? I said, what? How do we get to that? How did we get here? What? You went way left with this. So then she ends up walking away. And of course, now Lisa is pissed. She's like, what? Did she just say something about me sucking her husband's you know what? Like, is that what we doing here? And she was like, and what did that mean, us? That you become one of them now? Like, what is that supposed to mean? What does them mean? Now, listen. I'm not making it a racial thing. But it wasn't a good look because they was the two black women at the table. Or melanated women at the table, but that's not what she meant. I think she was like, you're with them against me, is how she meant it. So then she walked away, and of course, once she walked away, the women really went at it then. They was like, I can't believe she said that, and she said this, and of course, who walks up? Actually, who walked up? Might have have been Brooks. Brooks walked up, and so of course now they're telling Brooks what was said. And baby Caroline asked them, worked her way back over to the table and gonna say, I didn't say that about that. I didn't say anything about them. I didn't say anything about you being with them. And I'm like, girl, roll the beautiful beam footage. You clearly said it. Like, nobody's making that up. Now, you might not have meant it the way they took it. And you might not have meant for it. Maybe you didn't even mean for it to come out your mouth. But let's be clear. You said it, ma'am. You absolutely said it. Like, girl, we're not going to play that game. So, they get to arguing, going back and forth. And I don't know, somewhere in the middle, child, they friends again. I was like, wait a minute, what? Once again, I have to say, how did we get here? So y'all done argue, y'all done fuss, y'all done called each other out each other's names. She done insinuated that her husband that some things going on with you and her husband. But now y'all gonna try to work things out. Y'all gonna try to work on y'all friendship. Y'all gonna try to take baby steps to be friends. Child, bye. I said, I can't do this with y'all. Y'all playing entirely too many games with me on this, okay? Anyway, that's what it is, y'all. Y'all let me know what y'all think. I will talk to y'all later. Peace.